Welcome to the live stream. This is Mary Z Easy Recipes. I'm welcoming everyone to the live stream. Today is a good day to have the live stream. I hope everyone out there is well and good. We are already on the 14th of October. See, time is really flying. Time flies. Imagine it was just last week when we were on the 1st of October, but now we are already on the 14th of October, and tomorrow is 15, mid-month. This is really awesome. We embrace everything which come about in our life, because that's what we are there for, just to embrace. As the day unfolds, we embrace. As the week unfolds, we embrace. As the years go by, we embrace. So we are really happy to have such a wonderful time. It is a time which is really precious, and we are joyful, we are happy, we are really we are joyful, we are happy, we are thankful, we are all positive about life. So that's the only thing we can do, just to be positive about life. So on this day and time, I'm just inviting I'm inviting anyone who has free time to come over to Mary Z Easy Recipes, to come over and just to have just a short time of being together, a short time of just exchanging ideas here and there. So I hope we are going to have a wonderful time on this live stream. I really look forward to a great time, and please do join in, because this is a day presented to us, and we should just rejoice and be glad in this day, and just be happy in this day. So once again, welcome everyone, those who will be watching on the terraces and those who join the house. I do am thankful for that. I am really grateful. I appreciate everyone. Oh, we have one one guest in the house. Welcome. Executioner, welcome. Lovely to have you here in the live stream. It is wonderful to have you in the live stream, and I feel so happy. Executioner Titani Speakema. Wow, your name is really awesome. So what's up? I am fine, thank you. I had a great day, and it was just good today. No no complaints whatsoever. How was your day, executioner? How was your day? I also hope you had a great day. Did you have a great day? Yeah, let's hope your day was fantastic, just like mine. Mine was great. It was fantastic. The time just flew by. Before I knew, it was already like evening. Imagine. And now it's nearly 9 o'clock in the night. So sometimes that's what time does. It just flies by. Executioner says, you have a good day. Yes, I had a good day. So executioner saying I have to go. That's fine, executioner. Thanks for passing by. That is really great. I really am happy and am thankful for that. So it's another day and another live stream where we are expecting other people to join in, and so that we have a wonderful time we have a wonderful discussion, I think that's what these live streams are meant to for. We can come up with anything interesting and we can just go on, you know, go on having a chat, sharing ideas, and that is fantastic. So I'm just saying today, another day and another time, and the time just flying past, and we just don't know how this this time is like it is flying. Before we know, we are in November. It's only like how many weeks now? Only 2 weeks to go, then we're in November. Imagine that, how this time travels, very, very fast. So we are privileged to have this time to be, to be chatting to each other, this time to be happy. You know, what they say about happiness, the psychologists and so on, they say happiness comes from within. It is the individual who like choose to be happy. I don't know how this happened, but that's what I heard. That happiness is a choice. I don't know. So we can live by what they say, that we should be happy. Happiness is a choice. People should choose to be happy. Maybe. I don't know. And some say we can, or even if there are sad moments, we should try to find a place of happiness. Even if we have like unwelcome situations, we must go to a place where we try just to have that comfort. So we are happy today. We have 23 people in the house. That's really amazing. But the only thing is, we need to like to beat the record. We only have one like. Can't we make can't we make them like 23 23 likes? It would be a wonderful thing to do. It would be a beautiful gesture to do. Just make them 23 likes. So we are happy today in the house, and we are hoping to have a wonderful discussion and a wonderful time in this discussion we are going to have. So we can just like to refreshen ourselves, to refreshen our memories, to refreshen our to make us active, like mentally. We need always to know what's happening around us, you know. For example, as for me, sometimes I forget to watch the news. Then if maybe a family member, talks about something, that's when I said, oh, I have, it's now 2 days I haven't watched the news. Or maybe sometimes I'll go to a week without watching the news. But it's really good, at times just to be aware of what is happening around, so that that's what life is all about. It's all about, I know it's all about many things, but information is one of the aspects of life. We need to know what's happening. Or you can, for example, why can't we know about what is happening? For example, I'm just giving examples of countries. Why can't we know about what is happening in Namibia, or in Yugoslavia, or in India, or in Italy? Just know the things, and we just know what our fellow human beings are going through, or, so that, we just like one village, one planet, one globe. So it's lovely to know, like they call them, yeah, it is called like international affairs. There is current affairs, and sometimes things happen in the country where you are living and you don't even know. So that also happens to me sometimes. Sometimes things will be happening where I am, and because I don't, like have that interest of finding out the current affairs, the international affairs, the list goes on like that. So it's really a good thing just to know, or to find out what is happening in which country can I name? In Poland, in I just love naming countries, I don't know why. Because I just want to refresh my memory. In Poland, in this country, in Brazil, in Turkey. Yeah, I always miss that one. In Turkey, in which one is another country? Albania, things like that. So knowing what is happening in other countries, knowing what is happening in your own country, it's a good thing. It just helps you just to stay refreshed with information, because information is a great thing. Some even call that, they even say information is like a tool, which I do agree. If you want, like, if I want to go and plant some onion, I need a tool. So the tool maybe it's a garden fork. So in looking at information, if you want maybe to find, you want to start a business and you want to find out what should you sell, what is really going, what is selling like hot cakes at the moment. So you need to go into the media and find out, then you're able to establish your business. So in that way, information becomes a tool. So we are happy today because we are here to share various information, and just to be happy and just to freshen our minds. The thing with, if you acquire a lot, like information, this will, it helps you to stay alert. It is a way of activating your brain, and and you feel, like you feel, you have that sense of fulfillment, because you know, maybe you know what is happening in maybe you know about the recent technology, maybe you know about what else can I say? You know about the weather, climate change. If you read all about those things, it really helps you to keep well informed. Even you can read about what's the new, maybe there are some new medical interventions going on in the world, and if you read about them and you know about them, yeah, it will give you, you'll be well equipped. Maybe you might need that help, and you'll be well equipped and you'll be able to choose, you know whether you need that medical intervention or not. So knowing things, knowing like the various developments going on, even interventions. There are, for example, in technology, there's lots going on. The artificial intelligence. There's lots of things going on. Even on my phone, sometimes I wonder what's happening. I just start, if I want to type a sentence, my it will be done for me. I just if for example, if I want to type a sentence, it surprises me that already the artificial intelligence know exactly what I want to say. They give me some choices of words. So that is developments in technology, just on the, on the minimum side. But there are vast inventions going on in this world, which we must be aware of and which we must always appreciate, we must always emulate, and we must always give credit to those people who work tirelessly to come up with like gadgets which we use. They come up with various gadgets. Think of the gadgets. If we start discussing about gadgets today, I think it will take maybe I don't know how many years discussing about gadgets. So you can think of gadgets. If you think of gadgets in the home, household gadgets, amazing. You go out of the house, you think of transport, the kind of machinery and the kind of vehicles which are used in transport. It's amazing. You go to the industries themselves, the machinery in those industries, you would wonder whoever came up with those ideas. Even looking at this thing here, this one, it's done by a machine sticking the pens, this the highlighters. Imagine this. All this is done by machines. We might take them like, you know like simple things, but otherwise this is amazing. Machinery is amazing. So nowadays, all around us, we see inventions, we see machinery, we see amazing gadgets. So I've said in the house, amazing gadgets. When you go along the road, you see amazing vehicles. When you go in the industries, that is awesome. The type of machinery you see there. So when you go like, what else? When you go into the hospitals, you'll be amazed with the huge machines there which help people there. Machines like the scanners, and what else? The X-ray machines. You know, but behind those machines, behind all these machines we see, there are people who worked tirelessly and who were, they use the word innovative, who were innovative to come up with those amazing machines. And I've left another area again. Go to the airport. You'll be amazed by those huge jets, huge aeroplanes, and you wonder how they take off from from ground level, and they they shoot into the sky. So that is amazing technology, and we should just emulate, because maybe some of us, like maybe me, I don't have the chance, any chance, or any any motivation, or any inspiration to start, going into the laboratory, or going into wherever they go, to start coming up with a new gadget. But other people have that chance of carrying out experiments. They carry out and then they try to come up with gadgets, and then these gadgets go into manufacture. So we should always emulate the technology around us. We should always emulate the technology around us, because there are people who worked tirelessly to come up with this invention. Even this light here in this room here, the light, someone invented it. What else? The X-rays. There's someone who said, "Oh, I think if we do this and this, we'll come up with such. This light will do this, and it will be able to. We can be able to use that light to, to examine patients and so on." Some inventions are great. Inventions are things which we should always emulate. We should give them credit for all those things. Those mainly those scientists or physiologists or what else, or maybe geologists, or all those researchers. They enlightened the world. Now, as I'm talking now on this phone, people like far away in America can hear my voice. Someone far away in Africa can hear my voice. Someone far away in South America can hear my voice. Someone in Europe, someone in Russia, in Asia. Oh my God, the list goes on and on and on. So it's all about technology. We need to emulate technology. Here where I'm sitting, I have this. Oh, this is all about technology. This is just a remote control. But you wonder, I just press this remote control when I am like 10 meters away from the television, and it works. So it's a result of people who worked tirelessly to bring us these gadgets we are using nowadays. So how can we describe the work done by these people, these scientists, these researchers, these what else can I say, engineers, these maybe psychologists, those high professional people. They always come out with some breakthrough. When something is a breakthrough, I think it means it's something new, outstanding, stunning, which has never been done by anyone else. So a breakthrough. So we have heard of many breakthroughs. There's a breakthrough. We hear about breakthroughs in medicine, maybe a breakthrough in drugs used, as medicine, maybe a breakthrough in some procedures, which can be used to help patients, breakthroughs. It's quite a fascinating word, breakthrough. And when you look at these people or these professionals, we also have this word expert. We hear that, oh, that man is an expert in, maybe in, what can I say? He's an expert in like something to do with gastro, or something to do with the brain function, or something to do with what else? Gastro, brain function, with the bones, So people out there have expertise in various fields, and these fields, they do help us in our day-to-day lives. And also, these professionals, these big people, I call them big people. I call them big people, like the name which just came to my mind. People whom we have heard. There is someone who was called Charles Darwin. Something like that. So these big people, they were like geniuses. You know, if you are said, oh, this child is a genius, it means the child is a very high intelligent quotient, and the child, if you maybe the child is still young, or the child is now at maybe mid primary or university, the individual can easily, solve most of the problems which other students cannot solve. So that is genius. For example, maybe the child maybe is in year two, and he's already able to add 1.2 plus 1. That child maybe is already able, for example, it's just an example, 1.2 plus 1, maybe that child is already able to add that, you know. So that is an act of genius. We say the child is a genius. That man is a genius. He is, um, maybe he's invented an engine, or maybe he has invented a robot. One day I went to Heathrow Airport, to accompany someone who was going out of the country. So when we got there, I was really amazed. I was just standing by the entrance where we went to drop this person. Then we saw a robot. It's like a Hoover, but in robot form, with it was just moving around, meandering among the people. This gadget, this Hoover, the robot was just cleaning the floor. Imagine, it was cleaning the floor. Oh, it really amazed me, because it was the first time for me to see the robot which can clean the floor, like remotely, without like someone holding it as a Hoover, like what we do with the Hoovers. So I was really amazed, and I just thought, oh, this world is now, advancing in a fast, motion. It's advancing in a fast motion. So this robot thing, it was like about maybe I think it was about a meter, yeah, a meter or so in height, and it was just cleaning the floor, cleaning. And the funny thing is, or not the funny, we can't say funny. The interesting thing is, when you go in its way, like when you go like it, maybe it's going this direction, and when you try to obstruct it, the robot will like stop on its own. Imagine, it will just stop on its own. Then when there's no more like obstacles near it, then it continues to do its job. So I found that really amazing. But when I came home, back home from the airport, when I told this story to one of the family members, they told me that in our city, there was like some weeks back, there was like a display of these robots, doing various tasks. So I was saying, oh, I wish I had gone to see that display in the city. So I happened to see one of the robots at the airport, which was really fascinating. I really liked. I just stood there. I was just I was just amazed. I just stood there like looking at it. So what I'm saying is, do you have anyone there? So what I'm saying is, we must emulate the the people who come up with these gadgets. It is awesome and it is a wonder. So I was talking about being a genius, and maybe all of us are geniuses. Sometimes I think maybe all of us are geniuses, but sometimes there are certain factors which uh, maybe do not give us the chance. to to explore our genius, our genius, characteristics. But maybe some people do are exposed to the an environment where they can formulate these ideas and come up with inventions and come up with incredible gadgets, come up with incredible ideas because their environment is conducive, their environment allows them. And it's not only environment, maybe they have resources which can enable them to to come up with these gadgets. So we must always try to see what is going on, and when someone can do this, what is why can't this, when A can do this, why can't B do the same thing? So there are also factors to look into, like what I'm saying, environmental factors. Although you might have a very high intelligent quotient, but the environmental factors and the resources, and the support, all those things need to be taken into consideration. So the other thing is, when someone comes up with a new gadget, for example, a new, like a new engine, a new vehicle engine, or a new, what can I say, a new phone, a new phone set up, or a new camera, we must consider that to be on another level. We can say that invention is on the next level. We can say that invention is undeniable the best in that category. That invention is unmatched. I just don't know which invention I can consider to be the highest ever or the best ever. I cannot name them, but I think most of them are just at par, because how, how they are used depends on the need for them. So I would say, I can't say there's an invention which is like better than the other. Most of these inventions are, are, are good in their own way. So, as in my opinion, most inventions are like at par. They are equally in importance. We can't say maybe an X-ray machine is better than a scanning machine. I would just say they are at par. You can't say those like instruments used by the maybe by the dentist, or used by the optometrist, or used by the, who else is medical, or used in surgery. See what they do in surgery. We can't say either of them is inferior. As for me, I take all those inventions like they are equally good. They are at par. They are all of importance. So, whoever comes up with some new technology, some invention, we always say they have a talent. Yeah, we say they have a talent. They are geniuses, and their mental capability is on a very high level. And we can say, if one is very good at maybe modeling car engines, or one is good at coming up with new phones, like the smartphones, we usually emulate that, and we take that as they have a mastermind in doing those things. They are experts, they are geniuses, their work is next level, and it is incredible, and it's undeniable, of great importance. So this is how most of us view technology. Technology is a broad is really a broad topic. So today I just thought, oh, let me just say a few words of of what I understand about these inventions, technology. Oh, and this world it's filled with such items, such equipment, such engines. What else? If you go like into just to have what can I say? Just to have just to have a thought into what kind of machines people are using in agriculture, you'll be amazed. What kind of machines people are used in mining, you'll be amazed. What kind of machines people are using in even in forestry, lumbering, where they cut these tall trees, you know, you'll be amazed. Within just a short time, a big tree goes down. So that's amazing technology. It's all around us, and it's sometimes we take everything for granted. Oh, it's just a television. But as for me, I don't even know how they came up with that television. Or I can just say, oh, it's a smartphone. And we sometimes I take the things for granted instead of just having that speculation, or just giving it some more thought into these gadgets. Then you will definitely start to give credit to the uh, to the to the men and women out there who are always working to improve our lifestyles, to make our lives a bit better, to make our lives a bit better. It's like where I am at the moment. Winter is soon to come. Soon winter will be knocking on our doors, and the houses will be so cold. You try to sleep, you can't sleep because your feet are ice cold. You try to maybe to rub your hands together. You can't even do it because sometimes if one hand is cold and other is cold, you just don't want them to touch. That's winter for us. And if you are coming from work, you're on the bus, you just feel cold. That's winter. But we need to be thankful because um, someone came up with what is called central heating, and there are radiators and various types of heating systems to like warm up the houses. So all that is technology, and we need to embrace it, and we need to be thankful for that. So um, this is just it's just a discussion, so that we just keep ourselves alert. We just look at the things around us, and just give credit. We just be thankful, and just be grateful for all these beautiful gadgets we have. We should be thankful for these beautiful gadgets we have. If I said earlier, if I say, oh, today I'm going to list all the gadgets we have in this world, I won't be able to do it because there are too many to list. There are too many to list. Maybe if I maybe go like, I think of a department, maybe which department might have fewer gadgets, I don't know. But you think of, like, I've given the example of the health department. There are loads of gadgets there. Like, think of the mining, those who do mining, going under the ground. They obviously have some gadgets which they use. Think of packaging. You know, packaging is a big industry. Like everything we use in in our day-to-day life, it needs packaging. Is packaged. So, and imagine those like machines which do the packing and then sealing. With just a minimal human like human human what participation in the packing. So machines are amazing. We need to emulate. We need to just we need just to be thankful, to be grateful for those people, for whoever came up with those ideas we have all around us, of those gadgets and ideas we have all around us in our environment. So imagine, I always love to I always I always love to I always love to just to to have some imagination. Imagination, it's just fulfilling if you imagine some things in a positive way. It is just fulfilling, you know. So I always imagine, oh, I heard that it is said that there are 8.2 billion people in the world. What a number! 8.2 billion. And I can't even imagine a billion people. So imagine when the people are 8.2 billion in the world. And imagine, for example, let's say maybe like 6 billion people have some use some phones. What a world. So we need to be thankful of the people who have enabled us to improve our communication with other people. So 8.2 billion people worldwide. And how many countries? How many countries are there in the whole world? There are 195 countries in the whole world. So imagine that. And imagine the amount of machinery in those countries, the amount of engines in those countries, the amount of, what else? Machinery, engines, and yeah, and maybe other types of technology in those countries. So we have vast amounts of technology, engines, machinery worldwide, which is really an amazing thing. It's really, it's really awesome to think, to think about that. It's really something you know, unbelievable or something stunning when you imagine the amount of machinery in this world. We have vast amounts of or vast quantities of machinery in this world. So let's see. So we have 2 legs today, and which is really amazing. I just said, oh, let me just talk about let me just talk about technology, machines, and equipment. So I so I hope I hope people, do love their machines. I hope people do emulate their machines. I hope people do have like trust again in their machines, in the various machines people are using at the moment. As for me, I wish I had I wish I had money. I would buy a robot hoover. I would buy a robot chef who would cook for me. Because sometimes when I come back home from where I sometimes go, I'll be so tired. So if I had a robot chef, I would be so happy. What else? Yeah, I also would love to have I said a hoover, a robot hoover, if it was there. And I would love to have a robot chef just to cook for me. Cook, 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 cook. That would be fantastic. And I would also love to have, what else? What kind of robot? Maybe a robot I would send to the shops to buy for me, some small items when I'm not in the mood of going out there in the cold to buy some small items. That would be that would be a lovely time, or a wonderful time. Or this is just for laughs. But otherwise, robots are there. People are using robots out there. For example, where I live here, they use a robot, sort of, what can I, delivery thing, to deliver some takeaways, even a bit of like a small grocery. I've seen this little robot thing delivering items from takeaway shops, to the customers' houses. So it's really amazing, it's really amazing what is happening worldwide in terms of technology. It's really, really amazing. Today it is really a bit chilly, so because I haven't switched on the heater, so that's why I said, oh, let me just wrap myself in this scarf and then feel a bit warm. So, oh, we are really having a good time, talking about machines and machinery, which is really an interesting topic, in my opinion. And I think I would love to just have more insight into modern engines. Just to have some idea, not like I'm going to look at how the wires are joined and so on. Just to have an insight into the type of gadgets which have just come around in these days of our life, just to have an idea. I know one of them, which is quite obvious, of course, is the smartphone. It is just, it is something which came about. It's not like very old, it's a recent gadget. But when we think of like, if you compare a smartphone, it is modern. If we think of an X-ray, it is like an ancient invention, So we we just should, be just aware of what is happening around us. Just aware in terms of technology. In terms of technology, it's quite an as for me, it's quite an interesting, you know, topic, or an interesting like concept, you know. So uh oh, we have executioner said I have to go. Village food buy. Hi, village food buy. Oh, thank you so much for coming over to the live stream. I'm really thankful for that. I'm really grateful. How have you been? Village food buy. How have you been? Well, how have you been? I hope all is good with you. And I hope you are having a good time. Here it is about just after 9:30 in the night or in the evening. And today is a little bit, cool. It's on the cool side today. That's why I decided to cover my neck, because it's on the cool side. But anyway, we cannot complain, because it's still manageable. The weather is just nice. It's still manageable. It's just a little bit of coolness out there, but otherwise it's still really good. So today I was just giving an overview of technology, an overview of machines which are around us, an overview of these machines, how they are helping us, especially in industry and in commerce and in all sorts of businesses. Machines are really, like part of us. So that's what I just thought, oh, let us just discuss about machines and technology, and just to refresh our minds, and just to have that time of our life when we appreciate what is around us. If someone buys you a gadget, for example a blender, which can crush the juices, crush the fruits, the vegetables, you are given that blender, what should you do? The only thing you can do is just to take care of that blender, to appreciate the person who bought for you the blender. But we normally just end at appreciating the person who bought the blender. But we don't even think of who made the blender. Imagine. That's what we do. That's what I do as well. If my sister buys me a blender, I just, oh, thank you, sister, for buying me a blender. Then that is it. I don't even think that, oh my God, this blender, the way it crushes some apples and brings out some juice, this is amazing. I don't even think beyond. Yeah, I don't even think beyond the present. So sometimes we need to think beyond the present and just emulate and just, appreciate the people behind the blender, the people behind an electric vehicle, the people behind an x-ray machine, those who maintain those machines, the people behind a scanning machine. Just be like appreciative. Even this phone I'm using, I just say, oh, maybe my son bought this phone for me. Oh, that's fine. It's so lovely. I love this phone. It's a smartphone. Oh my God. It can even type for me. It can even send, it can even, I can even go on various platforms with this phone, and the photos from this phone are so lovely. So I'll just end up, Hello, Patricia. Patricia G. Lovely to have you here. I'm chatting the night away. Imagine that. I'm just chatting. Thank you so much for coming over to support Mary Z recipes. Thank you so much, Patricia. How has been your day and your what time is it there now? You are still around. It's 9. Oh, maybe you are around 4 or 5. Your outfit is beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. You know what I was saying? It's becoming a bit cold over here, and I don't want like to switch on the central heating too early. So I said, oh, since I'm a bit feeling a bit cold, and I'll be like talking for about 2 hours, let me just get this little thing here. Thank you so much for your compliments. I appreciate that, Patricia. Uh, oh, it's almost 4. Oh, lucky we have already gone past 4. We are now nearly 9:45, imagine, in the night. Yeah. But, Patricia, I've been talking about technology and machines, that sometimes we do not think beyond the machines we have. We just say, oh, this is just a hoover. Oh, this is just, oh, this cooker, it is too slow. I wish it would cook fast. Or we just say, oh, this television, the picture is not the one I like. So the idea behind what I'm saying is that sometimes we do not like appreciate the gadgets which we have. This is also applies to me. If, even when someone gives me, for example, someone buys me maybe what can I give as an example? Maybe someone buys me a blender. I'll just say, oh, thank you for the blender. Oh, it does, what does it do? And then they will say, the pamphlet will say, oh, it can crush the apples, it can crush the ginger, it can crush, it can crush some carrots. Then it just ends there. I don't even think, of just having a small thought of appreciating the people behind the gadget, the people who came about with this gadget. So this is what, I usually do. But I'm just saying, I think sometimes it's worth to think beyond the borders. They say beyond the borders. Think, let's just emulate the things which are around us and emulate those men and women who took their time to come up with these beautiful gadgets. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, that we need to just emulate the experts, those people who are like undeniable, the best, the best at coming up with inventions. We need to emulate them. So let's go to the chat. Patricia said here it isn't almost 4. Oh, 4 o'clock. And Patricia said, oh, I agree. We take a lot for granted. Yeah, that's true. Patricia said, it's amazing what it takes to make those little machines. Yeah, I was, I just also thought about, this, like, this is highlighter. This highlighter. Imagine someone thought, oh, let us put the highlighters in a circle like this, and in like 5 colors, and then you just use use one color at a time, and you just cover it immediately so that it doesn't dry out. This is expertise. So there's expertise in most of the things we have around us, and we just need to appreciate these men and women who are or who were able to come up with these amazing gadgets, amazing engines, amazing machines. So that's basically my goal today, is just to give thanks and praises and just be thankful and appreciate all these little gadgets, big gadgets, and huge gadgets we have around us. Yeah. If we do that, for example, if I do that, I think it will bring some sort of fulfillment, or just some sort of like a satisfaction. It's like when you praise another person, you feel, oh, I have done good. Just like what we are doing on the platform. When you watch someone's video and you just write like lovely comments, you write kind words to them, the person who receives the words will feel good, and you who have written the words will also feel good. You say, oh, I think my friend will be happy with the words or with the comments. So the same applies to these gadgets and the machines and equipment. We don't see the people, we don't know them, but just having that sense of gratitude will leave you feeling like happy, sort of. That's how I take it. So we have two people in the live, which is amazing. So this is what we've just been chatting about. This chat about machines can go on and on and on and on, because there's lots of things to say about machines. There's lots of things to say about technology. But today I have another. We have a guest in the house. This is Mocha underscore Olive 123. Mocha underscore Olive is saying hello. Hello, Mocha. How are you? How are you today? How are you today? We are already near mid-October. Imagine that. How time flies. I don't know where this time is going to take us to. It's flying, flying, flying like it has wings. So they say time flies and time doesn't wait for us. I don't know why it doesn't wait. We always want time to wait, but it doesn't. So it's just a way of just expressing our gratitude about time. When we have time, we are happy. Yeah. It's good to be happy when the time is flying. Just be happy when the time is flying. Yeah. So today we've been talking about these machines and technology, just pointing one or two things here and there, and just giving ourselves some imagination. And if you go into the hospital, what machines do you see? If you go into an industry where they are assembling cars, what do you see? If you go into a warehouse where they are packing some stuff, what do you see? If you go into maybe an airport and you are just about to pick your suitcase, what do you see? How does your suitcase get to you? So that's machines for you. Machines are awesome, and they are always there to help us. And the main idea today is just to have you know to have a perspective into what went on when that machine was produced, who was doing the job. And so you give your thanks, your gratitude to that phenomenon of making maybe an electric car, or how they managed to come up with a big sewing machine to sew these clothes I'm wearing. They were not handmade, but they were done by a machine. The human being was just there to direct the machine, the sewing machine. So it's amazing if we think of machines, but we need to go further and appreciate the men and women who managed to come up with incredible machines. So we need to appreciate them. We need to appreciate them. Sometimes I'm amazed, you know, they even like they even have the chance to explain to us on pamphlets. Oh, with this blender, you need to do this and this. Wash it before use, and then after you wash it, let it dry. Then after it dries, then make sure you use the proper plug for plugging your machine, and then they'll give you all the instructions, to follow so that you're able to use this new gadget. So all that is something which is really incredible, which we must always appreciate. We must always appreciate. So today I'm also going to talk about something which is really amazing. I'm talking about something which is amazing. I just was, was thinking, about what I learned long back in history. I learned about this person long back in history. And the reason why he came to my mind is because I was thinking of technology. I was thinking of machines. And I was thinking of these great men and women who were able to invent things, who were able to come up with new engines, new gadgets, and so on. So this man, he was born in 1833. It's a long time back, but people still appreciate him. He was born in 1833. I don't know if anyone has a guess about this man. This man was born in 1833, and he was born in a city called Stockholm. Patricia is saying, I hope you have a great night, my friend. Stay safe, stay warm. I have to go make dinner. Thank you ever so much, Patricia, for coming over. I really am grateful. And Mocha was saying hello. So I just want to give just a brief, like a description or a brief history of one of the famous, we know him as a famous industrialist. He is one of the famous industrial. Imagine if you are called an industrialist. Wow, I wonder what he was really doing those days. He was an industrialist. He was born in 1833, and he was born in a city called Stockholm. I don't know if you know where Stockholm is. So this man, I learned about him, I think, how many years ago? Lots of years ago. I learned about this man long back. And sometimes the examiners would even they would even put a question in the exams about him. So that means we had to know about him, because he was his contribution made him to be part of our syllabus in history. So this man, born in Stockholm, and he was an industrialist. And this man lived in a country in Europe, and this country is called Sweden. So, born in 1833, born in a city called Stockholm. He was born in 1833. Wow, that's a long time ago. Let me just see how many years ago that is. Let me just see. We are in 1920. We are in 2025. And this man was born in 1833. Oh, that's a long time ago. So how many years ago? Let me see. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, that's a long time ago. So 2025 and 1933. Wow. Wow. It's like nearly 2 centuries, So we are talking of someone 2 centuries ago, and this man was born in Stockholm in Sweden. And now it's 2 centuries ago, but still we continue to talk about him. And people, even at universities, they continue to study about him. They look at his history, they look at the work he was doing, and all sorts of things. So this famous industrialist is known as a remarkable industrialist. He is known as a remarkable industrialist. So, what did he actually do as an industrialist? He did some amazing inventions. This is according to what the historians have told us. They said that he was an industrialist, and he was in industry. He would do some inventions. He was also a chemical engineer. Imagine that. Two centuries ago, people still study about him. 2 centuries ago. So he was an industrialist. He was a chemical engineer. He was an inventor, and he was also, he also, his inventions are known worldwide. And I cannot mention the actual inventions, but he invented, sort of what can I say? Some items which is maybe one of the items he invented can be used in mining, I don't know if people are still using it. So he invented some important item which people can still use in mining nowadays. And those who there are places in Africa where people don't have lakes to provide them with water. They don't have rivers which can supply the residents with water. So people end up drilling some boreholes. So when they drill the boreholes, sometimes as they go deep, they meet layers of stone, of rock, not stone, of rock. The earth's crust is made up of those things. Soil, rock, water, going down, So when they meet the rock, it means that rock will not allow them to reach the water. So instead, they use this special item which I'm talking about. They use this special item to blast the rocks so that they can reach the water. So this particular industrialist is the one who invented that item. So that's why I always say, that's why I was saying initially that when we see like things we use in our environment, in our homesteads, we just not should take those things for granted. We should always remember that behind that item, there is someone who took his time, who took his effort. He sat down and found ways of coming up with that invention. So this particular industrialist I'm talking about, he is the one who invented that item, which even nowadays people are using to blast, to make sure they blast the rocks and reach water, the water which they use in their homesteads. So that's the theme for today. Let's always look beyond the gadgets we have. Let's always appreciate what we have in our among our midst. Oh, we have a new guest in the house. Let me have some water. We have a new guest in the house. This is K13888. Welcome to the live stream. I really appreciate your presence and I'm grateful for having you in the live stream. Feel at home and feel free. So I was this since you just came, K13888, I was just talking about the importance of appreciating the gadgets we have, the machines we have, and all the little like items we have, which we use in our day-to-day life. Even this phone here I need to appreciate, just to give credit to the people behind the manufacture or the invention of the gadgets. So this is what I've been talking about tonight. I don't know, I just thought that today I need to have to go on a live stream. What can I talk about? Then I don't know, it just struck my mind that let me just talk about machines and technology and just talk about how important it is to appreciate the gadgets we use in our day-to-day life. And I also I did give an example of the gadget I saw at the airport. Like it is a hoover, but it can do the work on its own. I think maybe they obviously they remote control it, but it was just hoovering the floor on its own. Can you imagine that? So I was saying, I wish I had money, I would buy that gadget, the hoover, and it would just hoover the house while I'm away, you know. So it is just a way of just appreciating the work which these experts do, the genius do, the incredible scientists, or the incredible what else can we call them, industrialists. We should just appreciate them. So now my focus now now came to this man, I said, I learned about him in a subject called history long back. So when I was planning to talk about machines, technology, invention, it just came to my mind. And this particular man was born in 1833. So it is now about two centuries ago when he was born. And he was born in a city called Stockholm. And Stockholm is a city in Sweden. So that means this man maybe was a Swedish man. And he was, if you go to Sweden today, I think everyone in Sweden knows about this man. That's my assumption. Probably maybe 98% correct or 99% correct. But I assume that everybody in Sweden knows about this particular man. So this man was an industrialist, and he was so hardworking that he ended up, coming up with some inventions. He came up with various inventions, and one of his inventions is still being used nowadays. I've given an example that people like those, like in Africa, for example, it's just an example. It's not only in Africa. People drill some wells because they need water to use in the household. So what they do is, or when they are drilling the wells, at times they reach where the rock is. So as they reach where the rock is, they cannot reach the water. So they use this item to blast the rocks, and then in no time they will see the water, the water coming out. So it's because of this man's invention that, even nowadays, 2 centuries, people are using this famous invention. So it is also said by the historians, because the historians are the ones who are telling us about this man. They said he was an industrialist, he was an inventor, and he was a manufacturer. He was a very rich man according to those days. So what happened is that he um, he after all these inventions, he then left the world, and in about 1896. And then before he he left the world, of course he came up with what can we call this? He wrote something which he wanted people to do after he had gone. He wrote something. So this is where we now have what is called the Nobel Peace Prize. And this man's name is Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel. So I learned about this man many years back. And now, today, I said, oh, let me just talk about him. So in his will, he indicated that his what can I say? What he liked to be done, or his will. It's called a will. He wanted the world, the whole world, to honor people who 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 would have done the best work ever. So up till now, today, we have this, even we have this Nobel Prize going on, and it has some categories. So the awards in these categories are towards physics. If someone excels in physics, if someone comes up with if someone comes up with an innovative idea, and this idea is the best ever, then that individual will receive a Nobel Prize. If someone comes with an innovative idea and which surpasses everyone in chemistry, then there is an award which someone can get in that category of chemistry. Then if someone, like in medicine or physiology, comes up with some new ideas, which the best ideas ever in that period of time, then the person will receive a Nobel Prize in physiology or something to do with medicine. So there are about 5 categories. If someone comes up with we may be writing some literature which is beyond everyone's standard, the best ever standard, so that person will receive a prize under literature. Then if someone comes out with some sort of ideas or some sort of attributes or some sort of contribution towards things, towards like things to do with peace in a country or peace in another country, anything to do with peace. If someone surpasses everybody among the 8.2 billion people in this world, if someone comes out with that innovative idea, then that person will receive the award under peace, under the peace category. So all these prizes, like physics, the physics prize, the chemistry prize, the physiology or anything to do with medicines, physiology prize, the literature prize, these prizes, those who are awarded will go to a presentation in a country called Sweden. Except for one. If someone is awarded that is prestigious, we call it a prestigious award, because it means no other person has been awarded. If something is prestigious, it means it is just unique, and no other person has been awarded that prize. Then get some more water. Get some water. Getting some water. am back. Oh dear. So I was saying the other prizes like the physics prize, the chemistry prize, the physiology prize, the literature prize. The winners they go to Sweden to be presented with the prize. But only one of the awards, only one of this prestigious award, the one which we call the Peace Prize. So the Peace Nobel Prize, that one, the winner will go to a country called Norway. The winner will be invited to Norway to be awarded the Peace Prize. So that's the difference, in the awarding of the prizes. So, in other words, the general idea about this awarding of prizes is just to emulate, to give thanks, and to, what is the other word? To give thanks and just to recognize the various work which these people would have done to deserve the prize. So in other words, Alfred was just focusing, the main theme in this, the winning and what is considered to win the prizes, it's all to do with the humanity. Because in his sort of will, he was trying to emphasize that he really is favorable for humanitarian work. When we say humanitarian, it means, work, or it means attributes, or it means, what else can I say? It means, doing things which focus on the welfare of the human beings. I think that's my definition. I'm just giving a random definition. That's my definition of humanitarian. The word humanitarian comes from the word human. And tarian is the action you are doing towards making the lives of human beings, making it better, for making the lives of the other human beings bearable. So this, I think, is what Alfred Nobel was just looking at, just making the lives of people bearable. Like if you're a physician, you discover, you sort of discovering medication, or you sort of come up with therapies, which are outstanding, which no one has ever come up with. And these therapies, help the people, help, like, for example, the patients in the hospital, and so on, help us human beings. So, in other words, you are a humanitarian. You are working towards making life of us human beings better. If you are like in chemistry, then maybe you come up with some combination of elements, you come up with a combination of elements, maybe neutrons and so on, compounds, substances. You come up with new substances which maybe might help. For example, if there is like an outbreak of, for example, of maybe flu, then maybe you have come up with a new, new substance which might help people to relieve the flu symptoms. If you are like a physiologist again, then maybe you have maybe designed some gadget which can uh, help maybe the surgeons to carry out, like to carry out surgery in a more easier and safer way. For example, maybe you have come up with a gadget. This is just an example. Maybe you come up with a gadget whereby if the surgeons are doing like knee surgery, they can just do it in a way that it is easier and it is well managed, something like that. This is just an example. So you are outstanding in your achievement, you get the prize. What about literature? Literature. Yeah, in literature, if you come up with maybe some writing which maybe is focusing on, maybe there are problems being faced in the world or in a certain country, people are facing problems in that country, then what you do is you start writing, identifying the problem, and in your writing in this literature, you identify the problem, then after identifying the problem, you explain what is really happening, and you explain why it is a problem in that country. And then in your writing, you also come up with suggestions that, oh, I was of the view that if this is done and maybe this is done, this age group in this country might not have those problems. So something to do with literature. If you have some writings which are pertaining to alleviating the status quo of humanity, then you can be chosen to receive a literature Nobel Prize. So it depends. It depends with what you have written in your literature. Just for laughs, let's say I'm just saying this just for humor. If I say, oh, I think this year I want this world, this committee in Sweden to recognize me as a Nobel winner prize for literature, then then what am I going to write? If I just start to write about obvious things, I don't even put, maybe I don't even in my writing, I don't even give some evidence, I don't even give some suggestions, I don't even give some ways to combat the problem, then I don't think I would win. So it needs people who have the compassion in writing that literature, people who have, who spend their time like really focusing and coming up with the ideas and they are on the next level. They are innovative in what they are writing. So if you are such a writer, you may be recognized as a winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature. So this is what, this man left us, or left the world to enjoy. It's a way of just, it's a way of just appreciating people, a way of expressing our gratitude to whoever has excelled in physics, whoever has excelled in chemistry, in physiology, in literature, and whoever has excelled in trying to be peaceful. So if people meet those categories, then they can win the prize. So it's about the best work winning. It's about the best work. So the other thing which we should know about Alfred. Alfred was like a genius. He was like an all-rounder. He would go into many things. Imagine, he was an industrialist. He was an inventor. He was also he invented, famous gadgets and famous type of, gadgets or equipment. So he was just like an all-rounder. So according to the historians, they say that Nobel, Alfred Nobel, he made 355 inventions. Imagine that, 355 inventions. So he was really a genius. He was really a genius. Imagine inventing 355 inventions. So hence he is well known, the worldwide, and his contribution in industry is well known. Also, all that he did, to be in the forefront of recognizing humanitarian work. So that's why people know him, and people really love to, some people worldwide, they're always working, working hard, so that maybe they think at one time they might, get this prestigious award. So it's all about working hard, and it's all about where you are. Are you in a conducive environment which can enable you maybe to come up with new engines, to come up with new therapies, to come up with new inventions, and to be a peacemaker? Are you in a position to do that? So that's what we learned in history. That's what we learned about Alfred Nobel, the famous Swedish industrialist. The Swedish industrialist who was born in Stockholm. And he And up till now, these awards known as the Nobel Peace Prize, Prizes, they are still being awarded to various people, which is awesome. Which is awesome. And some people even go to university. I heard that people even go to in university, those who do history, the historians, some of them even specialize in that subject. They specialize in the subject about the Nobel Prize. Some people even study that subject in depth. I mean, can we call it a subject or a topic? At university, people do study that subject or that topic about the Alfred Nobel Prizes. And I think they go deeper into his biography. This is what I'm just thinking. I think they might study what kind of man was he, and they would go deeper into his biography, and they would study deeper into his achievements, his inventions, and I think they would also look into how did this idea of giving people awards came by. I think when you go to uni and when you are specializing in this part of history, I think you have to look into all that, which sounds really fascinating. It sounds intriguing, and it is quite an interesting topic, really, an interesting subject to go deeper into. So that is Alfred Nobel, and the awards. These awards, it is said that they started awarding these awards in 1901. Oh, that's a long time. So the awards started in 1901, and now these awards are being given every year. Every year people get the awards. Yeah. And this is the awards are given according to the unmatched what achievements. If your achievement is unmatched, then you have the possibility of getting the award. So we give we give this praise, and we this what can we say? We give praise to Alfred Nobel because he left us an inspiration. It's a way of inspiring people to achieve, to achieve higher, to achieve higher in whatever they are doing, pertaining to the 5 categories. So if you are a high achiever, then you stand the chance of being awarded the prize. And that beautiful. I think the reason why I had to talk about this is because today my topic was machines, technology, inventions, So Alfred Nobel came to my mind after many years of learning about him. It's now a long time, but I said, okay, there were many people who came to my mind. So I said, oh, let me just, Many people who invented, these things, who were great inventors, like the Wright brothers, and some of them I've even forgotten. I think I have to look into them again and refresh my mind. It's just, interesting, to know what happened long back and what is happening now. So the great inventors, just having an idea of what they did and who they were and what are the items, what are the gadgets they invented. So as for Alfred, sorry, as for Alfred Nobel, he is always remembered because of his inventions and this idea of giving, like, honoring those who do humanitarian work, those with exceptional humanitarian achievements, those who are on the next level of achieving, you know, achieving higher in terms of humanitarian work. So we always give praise to, oh, exclusion is back, I didn't even know. So we always give praises to the great achievers. We always give praises to the great achievers. So we call these great achievers, we call them the masterminds, or the talented, or the unmatched, or the incredible, or the genius, or those with expertise, that's what we call them. So it's all about best work, and it's all about being like a peacemaker between countries. It's all about, just trying to achieve peace and so on. It's all about promoting peace among nations, or like nationally, So this is about the peace category, So you might wonder, when let me wipe my glasses. You might ask yourself, when they want to choose people to win the peace prize, we said, it is said that, it's not me, it is said that the peace prize is the nomination of the peace prize winner is done in Norway. So in Norway, the parliament in Norway will choose 5 people. They choose 5 people. The parliament in Norway chooses 5 people. And these 5 people chosen by the Norwegian parliament will form what is called the 5-member committee. So the 5-member committee is chosen by the parliament in Norway. So these 5 people will sit together and then decide on which person to win the Nobel Peace Prize. All this happens in Norway. And on the day of, of maybe choosing, of announcing the winner, it seems that it was said that that announcement, they do it in the Oslo. No, the capital city of Norway is Oslo, I think. Oslo City Hall. Let me check the capital city of Norway. Is it Oslo? I'm forgetting. So it's 5 people who do this award, the choosing. It's called the 5-member committee. So let's check Oslo. Oslo City. Yeah, I can even see the Oslo City Hall. Oh, there. Okay. So this all happens in Norway. It happens in Norway. So Norway is in Europe. It's in Europe. Yeah. So let's just confirm. The capital city of Norway. No, it's N-O-R. Norway. Yeah. Oslo is the capital of Norway. And the country's largest city, with over about nearly 1 million inhabitants. They are nearly 1 million. In actual fact, they say they are around 700,000 inhabitants of Norway. Of Oslo, not Norway. Of Oslo. So this is where Oslo is the capital and the most populous city of Norway. So it is like populated. It constitutes both a country and a municipality. So that's Oslo. So this is where there is the city hall of Oslo. Oslo City Hall. That's where the 5-member committee will sit and decide who is the next Nobel Alfred Nobel Prize winner. That's happened in Oslo. So this is all about inventions, machines, technology. So the subject today was just, all to do with inventions, machines, and technology. And this subject, the main thing was just to have an awareness of the importance of appreciating those people, those men and women who are behind, who are always working hard to produce these amazing gadgets. So that was the main theme. And then we sort of went on a leeway to talk about the famous industrialist by the name of Alfred Nobel, who was born in 1833. And in his lifetime, he was known as a very famous, prosperous industrialist. Imagine, in his lifetime, he managed to have about 355 inventions. Wow, what a man he was. Oh, we have Vipex FN in the house. Hello, Vipex FN. Yeah, today I was talking about machines, inventions, gadgets, everything, And I ended up giving an example of a man who managed to invent about 355 inventions. And this man is called Alfred Nobel, a Swedish man who was born in a city called Stockholm. And we always learn about him in history because he left this idea of awarding people who would have achieved well according to, to the humanitarian work which, people out there are always doing. So these awards are in categories. If you do well in physics, you get an award. In chemistry, in physiology, in literature, and if you are like you help to achieve peace in any country on this globe, then you will, you stand a chance of getting the Alfred Nobel Peace Prize. So that's what we've been talking about today. And I'm so happy because I have been awarded not a Nobel Prize, but 5 likes. Can you imagine that? 5 likes in the house. That is awesome. I'm really grateful for that. So we'll have another live stream tomorrow, and I want to express my gratitude to those who have managed to take part or to be in the live stream. I'll just read the names and then we call it a day. Vipex FN, thank you for being there. Executioner, my sincere gratitude. K13888, thanks for turning up. Mocha _ Olive, thank you so much. Patricia, point 5050, you are awesome. Thank you for attending the live stream. I'm really grateful for that, Patricia. Who else? Village Food, bye. Thank you so much for attending the live stream. And who else is there? Yeah, thank you for attending the live stream, Village. I'm so grateful to all those who have attended the live stream. So I hope we will have another beautiful discussion tomorrow, same time. Bye for now.